Hello, early learners, and welcome back to the art room. It's our final day of painting Pipette. Well, we've met Pablo Picasso on the first day, Salvador Dali on the second, Marc Chagall on the third, Henri Matisse on the fourth. What artist will we meet? I look at my pins and I say, well, here's Picasso, here's Dali, here's Matisse. Who else might we? Would it be Frida Kahlo and have the bunny wear flowers? Would it be Van Gogh and have a swirly night sky? Who will it be? Let's start out with our hello, nice to see you, everyone. Remember how I like to keep the steady beat? Hello, nice to see you, everyone. Hello, nice to see you, everyone. Hello to you, hello to you, hello to you, hello to me. Hello, nice to see you, everyone. Alrighty, so we'll take a look at our book, Painting Pipette. Take a look at Pipette. And this book, To Be an Artist, we're going to look and see what things make a person an artist. All right, it's time to hear the last part of our book, Painting Pipette. And it's written by Linda Ravin-Lotting and illustrated by Claire Fletcher. Let's find out who is our final artist. Here are all the portraits. Do you see an artist we haven't met yet? Josette Babette and her rabbit Pipette lived at number 9, Rue Lafayette, Paris. Josette adored Pipette and took her everywhere, including the Eiffel Tower. But their favorite thing to do was cuddle on the window seat in the Babette's great room. This great room was filled with fine art. There was a portrait of Josette's mother. There were paintings of Grand-Mère and Grand-Père. There were the paintings of the Petite Babettes, Jeannette, Juliette, and Josette. There was even a portrait of their schnoodle, Frisette. One day, Josette noticed something strange. There was no portrait of Pipette. Oh, we must find an artist to paint your portrait, said Josette, and it has to be special just like you. So the two friends set off to Montmartre, where the best artists in Paris painted. Easels filled the square amid the hustle and bustle of people rushing here, there, and everywhere. As soon as they turned the corner, a man in a sailor striped shirt stopped them. And who is it, boys and girls? That's right, Pablo Picasso. Those ears, he cried. Never have I seen such majestic ears. I must paint this rabbit's portrait. Josette noticed Pipette blushing. Her ears had never been called majestic before. Magnifique, said Josette. We are looking for an artist. The painter propped open his easel and filled his canvas with not one, but 2 button noses and 3 rabbit ears. When he finished, he waved his paintbrush in the air and declared his painting a masterpiece. What do you think? He asked. Oh, it's nice, said Josette. It's just that Pipette has only 1 nose and 2 ears, and Pipette had to agree. Just then, a man with a mustache as wide as bicycle handlebars strolled by. What a divine creature, he said, twirling the ends of Pipette's whiskers. Please, I must paint the very essence of her rabbitness. The man painted a most unusual portrait. You like? Asked the painter, motioning to his canvas. Josette stood back. It's imaginative, she said, trying to find just the right words. But you painted Pipette quite, well, droopy. And Pipette had to agree. Moments later, another painter wandered by. He stopped in his tracks when he spotted Pipette. That nose, like a faint star twinkling in a misty velvet night. As he bowed to Josette, a shock of black curls flopped over one eye. May I paint your friend? My easel is just across the square. Oh, Pipette would like that, said Josette. Certainly this artist would paint just the right portrait, she thought. Pipette and Josette hopped through the square until they reached the painter's easel. More and more people gathered around and looked on as he painted a rabbit flying through the clouds. When he finished, he admired his painting. One of my best works. I like the clouds, said Josette, but Pipette doesn't like to fly. She's scared of heights, and Pipette had to agree. That rabbit, said another painter. He peered at Pipette through his round spectacles, which are his glasses. What a colorful lady, balloon blue, pansy pink, and radish red. Was he talking about Pipette? Wondered Josette. May I have the honor of showing the world her colors? Josette nodded. She was, after all, quite curious. When the painter finished, he wiped his brow, which is his forehead, and revealed his work to Josette. Ta-da! The canvas was filled with splashes, dashes, and dots of bright color. Josette considered the painting. It's awfully colorful, but Pipette isn't pink. Ah, yes, he said, but through art, we can see the world any way we want. And here is the last part of the story. The sun was setting on Paris, and Josette knew it was time to head home. Merci, which means thank you, she said to the artist. It's been lovely meeting you. And Pipette had to agree. That evening, at number 9 Rue Lafayette in Paris, Josette and Pipette cuddled on the window seat in the great room. Josette sighed. She had hoped that Pipette could have a portrait that showed her wonderfulness, with her soft gray ears that listened to her when she was sad, with her heart-shaped nose that twitched when she was thinking, and with her soft arms that held her tight. She had so wanted Pipette to have the perfect portrait. And then suddenly, Josette realized what she had to do. Let's stop and predict. What do you think is going to happen? Who will paint the portrait that will hang right down here in the great room? Does anyone have a guess? Let's check. Thumbs up if you said that it was Josette. As Josette painted the perfect portrait, it was special, just like Pipette, and Pipette had to agree. And how does Pipette agree? And that is the end of our story. We're going to check and see what we'll do for our art. You bring any kind of paper and any coloring tools you would like to use, and we're going to see what it is about artists that make each person an artist. Long ago, when we first started doing this show, I would ask people, are you an artist? And I would ask, have you ever taken a photograph? Have you ever painted a picture? Have you ever drawn a picture? Well, in here it tells all kinds of things that make someone or something an artist. It says to be an artist means expressing yourself in many different ways, just like Salvador Dali wanted to be himself. To be an artist means drawing or designing. Your teacher has this book, and you can get it from the library, so I'm not going to show the pictures because we're going to quickly do this because I want to make a frame with you. They could be someone who colored and painted. To be an artist means making music, playing drums of all shapes and sizes, or blowing on horns or flutes. These photographs have pictures of people all across the world playing different instruments, all across the world doing different kind of art. So you'll want to take a closer look at this book. Playing with little stringed instruments or big strings or singing songs. To be an artist might mean dancing your favorite steps and moves or performing traditional dances or festivals. There was just a powwow at my mom's town when I was there this weekend. To be an artist means writing a poem or story, or acting in a play. It means sculpting works of art, or weaving a basket or cloth, or stitching a new unique pattern. It means sharing your artistic flair for others to appreciate. So you are probably an artist on your own. So I know that you will be able to do a picture of Pepette yourself. Will you want to cut and paste one? Will you want to draw one? Will you want to paint it? Will you want to make something out of clay? I'm going to use this little oval frame for my Pepette. So if you know what kind of frame you want to use, let me tell you about this. I'm going to put the paper behind my frame and draw a little place where I can see to keep my rabbit that size, because when I'm finished, I'll want to put it into this frame. So I'm just going to make a little circle that tells me how big. But you have never made a frame before, have you? I thought I would show you how I will make a frame. And I have a bag of things that are here. I have my glue stick. Now, some of you can't use a hot glue gun. And how I'm making this, the reason I'm using the hot glue gun is because I want to do it quickly. And what I did was made 4 pieces of cardboard the same size. I'm going to put it on my table, even though you don't need to see it up close. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my frame just quickly this way so that you can see. Oh, so noisy. So I can use my hot glue gun. Are you hot enough, glue gun? I think so. So here are these 4 pieces, and I'm going to put glue on this end, and I'm going to put this one on top. I'm going to put glue on this end, and I'm going to put this one on top. I'm going to slide this one under so I know that it has the same place as that one. So I'm going to put glue on this end and glue on this end and put this on top and on top. So here is my frame. Easy as that. But I want to show you how to decorate it. Now, I used to do this at my camp, and I would use macaroni. If you have any macaroni, and I think this would be pretty. Sorry for all the noise, boys and girls. I'm going to take out a few and show you. The reason the hot glue gun comes in handy also is that on things like this, you want it to stick and stay. The white glue doesn't work as well. So I'm just putting a bow tie pasta on every corner. And then I'll show you how I was just going to do mine, but I thought you might want to see this way with the bow tie pastas. I might put more on, but I'll show you what I did. When I was cutting my pieces for my frame, I cut up strips of cardboard and just made them into a bunch of triangles. And you can just apply them or glue them to your frame to make it kind of different shape. So I'm putting that one on top of there, just some glue and putting it on. Now if you had white glue that they use in classrooms, you can just put a daub of glue and put down your frame shapes. There we go. I'm putting a little here and just putting them down in an interesting way. Each one's a different size, different shape, different kind of triangle. This one even didn't get its tip on there, but you can see I'm gluing them all the way around my frame. Daub of glue, triangle. Daub of glue, triangle. If you have ever used spray paint, you know that you're supposed to use it only in a well-ventilated place, and this studio is gigantic. So I warned the cameraman that I was going to use some paint and would it be okay to do in here, and he figured since the ceilings go up very high and there's doors that can open, that we will show you how you would finish this off, because this just looks like cardboard that has parts glued on it, so it doesn't look that great. So what I'm going to do is put my easel Post-it note pad here, put this on it, and for gold paint, any of these spray paints have to be shaken. So here it is, and look how shiny. You know what color it is because it's on the lid. So I'm going to shake it up, shake, shake, shake. And you'll see the difference between a cardboard frame and one that is spray painted gold. Oh, there we go. Okay. And you notice I'm not going shh. I'm just spraying and trying to cover up the macaroni so it doesn't look like macaroni anymore, and painting my frame. So if this was going to be the one for my picture today, easy as can be. And you can make your frame too. And here it is. How about that for a frame? Let me put a piece of paper behind it. Ooh, I have to do a lot of maneuvering here like I'm the acrobat from the Blue Circus. And here is my frame, ready to frame my rabbit picture. Alrighty, so we'll get ready to do our project. Get your paper and any materials that you might want to use. Alrighty, I'm ready. I'm going to start out with my watercolor pencils. Maybe you'll start with your chalk pastels. I just don't know what anyone's doing at home. But I'm also keeping close to me this little picture of Pipette so that I can see, oh, don't forget this or don't forget that. Even though the illustrator gave a black nose when she described it as a little pink heart. Everybody gets to make up what they want to do. And remember, I made a little picture of how big I make my rabbit so that it'll fit in the frame. And if you make a golden frame like we just did, you'll be glad you measure because you want to make sure it fits in the proper spot. Okay. Now, I am going to do the same way we've done in the past. I'm going to just do the half body like we did with Matisse. So I'm going to put the oval head. I'm going to put the shaped body like an egg like this. Let me show you what I've done so far. Can you see? There it is, shows up better. Now, there's the half portrait. I'm going to put the two ears on. I'm going to make sure I have the arms go down, doing it kind of from the shoulder area, go down. Now the drawing is ready and I can start now on the face and picture. The nice thing about this one, I notice a lot of watercolor and how she had that little rosy cheek when she felt a little embarrassed when people paid attention to her. But I know I want to make that triangle nose. So I'm going to put two dots that meet one dot down here and connect the dots and color it in. I still like using my permanent pen, so I'll bring that down. Look how many I have. I just keep them in a jar. so that I have all different sizes. I know a lot of people make their eyes a little farther apart than I do, but I kind of like their eyes to be a little close. And I'm going to make the smile come out of the point of there and out of there. Now I think what I want to do is use some of my pastels and my watercolor pencils so that they can blend together. Plus I know the background is going to be very watercolory, just like we were doing with Matisse. So I'm doing some of the things that we've done in other pictures. So I'm using a lot of different medium. So here we go. I'm going to start out with some pink cheeks. I already did the pink nose. And I'm going to put those little rosy cheeks on there and show you what I've done. There it is. I'm going to put some pink ears in there. And I'm going to do a little bit of my colored pencil. I'm going to make it look really more like Pipette than the other artist did, because remember all the things that Josette was saying to the artist? Well, she's not a pink rabbit, and oh, she doesn't have that many colors, or she doesn't have that many ears. So I'm trying to make her look like the real Pipette. So I'm coloring it in with my brown, and then I'll go back in and paint it. Even though I have some pastels on part of it, I also have colored pencil. So I'm coloring it in part way, because remember about my colored pencils? Once I touch it with the water, it turns into paint. And I like the middle of her tummy to have a little bit different color. Maybe it will be white. And I'll color in her other arm. And that's what I have so far. And I'm going to use the wet brush and show you what it looks like then. So I'll reach into my water, although the water is a little green. I should really get fresh water every single day. And I'm going to put the brush on there and move the paint around. And that ends up looking shaded because I move the paint around and get it a little darker near the edges, because that's where most of the shadows are, wherever the neck meets the head and where the shoulders meet and where the arms meet. That's where it gets kind of shadowy, because one little part of it goes into another, and we get that on there. Get a little more water. And get up here where the ears are and blend it in a little. There we go. Now my rabbit part is really pretty much finished. I can do the background now. I think I also liked a little bit of rosier cheeks, because she had along the edges of hers, she has her a little rosier. You can see on this picture that was from the book how she has rosier cheeks. They have her standing sideways. Is that how you're doing yours? You know, you can do yours any way you want. You could make a whole rabbit or the half one like Matisse did. This is the fun part about getting to do your own rabbit and have it be in the picture. Now in the background, I have my whole oval there that tells me where the frame is going to go. So I think I'm going to do the blues and greens like it's sky in the background. I'm going to mix some colors, because you know how I feel about getting the colors straight from the container. I like to mix them up a little bit. So I'm going to start at the top and do my background close, but not getting into my rabbit's body. I like to try not to have too much white showing, because I want my background to be colorful like Matisse's. And then I can get a little more water and maybe put a little water in this blue that I had from another painting. Remember I told you I don't always clean out my lid so that I can use it for other projects and just use a color and think, well, where did I have this purple? Where did I have this blue? I'm getting in here and getting some of the purple from who knows what project we had done that I mixed some purple up in here. up in here, up in here. There we go. Still getting close to that edge where I made the little frame fit in that spot. Maybe some of this kind of moss green. Boys and girls, let's wind up our day. It was sure fun having you here, going through the book of painting Pipette and making a rabbit each day. Mine is going to fit inside my frame. When I finish painting it, I will show you. It was sure good having you here all week, and I will see you next time back here, and we'll be doing more art and having fun together. Goodbye. See you next time, everyone.